PI planning is the heartbeat of SAFe. It brings people together. So everybody comes together. We understand as an organization why we are making the changes we want to make. What is the business context? In other words, how is it going to help our organization achieve its goals? We also work as teams of agile teams, and emerging the design of that will come through collaboration and understanding and talking to each other and collaborating and say, how are we going to achieve the goals that we want to do? And then come up with the objectives, which are, what are the outcomes that we want to achieve, written in business language, in other words, a language non-technical, in a language that our business owners, line of business managers can understand and help us along the way as we go through the delivery and execution of that. Does that mean that, once we go through the PI planning and whatever we plan cannot change? Of course, that's not true. Yes, it can change and adapt with knowledge, and as we learn more, we can change those things. That's fine. That's something that is accepted and we understand it. Of course, when change happens, yes, we need to deal with that interrupt that comes in, but we also need to spend a little bit of time and understand why that has happened. Is it as a result of, yes, the market conditions have changed, or we gain more knowledge to say what we wanted to do is no longer achievable? That's fair enough. Or is it because we actually didn't spend enough time to understand what it is that we want to do in the first place, and therefore, a week in, we say, well, that's not what we want to do. Let's do something else. So as a SAFe consultant, most of my time is spent in guiding the organization to make sure that they have validated, the need. What is it they want to do? Why they want to do that? And they've also formed a hypothesis around the customer need. And they've done that through research and understanding the customer need, rather than sitting inside the organization and coming up with what they believe it should be. And you need a combination of both research, understanding the customers, and inside out thinking, but you cannot just do it by assuming that you know what the customer wants. So that's where it goes. In other words, making sure that you have done your preparation for the PI planning. Because if the preparations are done right, in other words, our continuous exploration of the market, we understand the market needs, we've formed hypotheses, and we believe the sort of features that will meet the customer needs, they are in good shape. The rest of it will happen through PI planning and execution. So as SAFe consultants, we can guide the organization through the PI planning to make sure that teams are having the right interactions. They're talking to each other. It's not about individual teams sitting in their spaces, putting blinkers on and just focusing on what is it I want to do. It's not also about in PI planning having a detailed plan for every iteration. No, that's just, the whole idea is, what does it look like for the next 4 or 5 iterations? What we're going to achieve? Is it feasible? And there is room to change and grow and understand. And also reiterating that what you do in PI planning is not replacing iteration planning, guiding the product management team, product owners, and the Scrum Masters to make sure that that is understood, and they don't spend all the time trying to get the first iteration into minutiae of this is what's going to happen, because that's not the purpose of it. It never has been. It's not about creating a project plan with start and end date of every task broken down into iterations and say, this is what's going to happen. No, it's not there. We know the goal that we're shooting for because that's the business context. We then, as teams, decide what is achievable from what, if you like, the wish list is. And then we communicate that using our PI objectives. And we get that validation between what we are doing as teams and our business owners and line of business managers to say, yeah, that's aligned with my understanding and thinking, and they will be guiding us through the execution. And as SAFe consultants, that's what we will be doing, to making sure that the individuals, the line business owners, are playing their part to say they need to be in the work and guiding, not just a bunging in and out to say, this is what I want, disappear, and then come out the end of the PI and say, oh, where is it? I haven't got it. No, because that's not the case. As we work, we will hit impediments. There are going to be challenges, and we need them to change. And some of those impediments, we need the business owners and managers to do it. We also need leadership involved, because we will discover that there are systemic issues within the way we've organized or within the way we're delivering the work, and those need to change. And leaders are responsible for changing the design of the system of work and acting on it. So that's what we need them to be involved in, working together, and SAFE consultants will ensure that that happens. I'd love to work with your organization and make sure you are also achieving results that I have achieved with other organizations. Want to learn more? Look up www.valueglide.com or link with me on any of my social media channels.